From a rocky start to the season, Mercedes seems to have finally hit their stride and are ready to show what the W14 is really made of. After some intense competition in Bahrain, the Silver Arrows are now poised to take on the rest of the pack with renewed vigor and determination. Toto Wolff and the rest of the team have expressed their confidence in the car's capabilities, and there's a sense of excitement in the air as everyone eagerly anticipates what's to come. With Russell himself speaking out about the gains the team has made, it's clear that Mercedes is ready to leave their rivals in the dust and take the championship by storm. Well, if it isn't the good old Mercedes team making a comeback. After a disastrous start to the 2023 season, they came out with a statement admitting their W14 car was not up to par. Hamilton even had to publicly call out the team for not listening to him earlier. But hold your horses, folks, because the Silver Arrows didn't give up that easily. They brought back some old faces such as James Allison and made some tweaks to the car setup, which paid off big time in Australia. Although Russell's reliability issues robbed them of a double podium finish, Mercedes managed to clinch a P2 spot, signaling that they're finally on the right path to challenge Red Bull for wins and the championship. This is one team to watch out for, folks. Toto Wolff might be playing it safe with his public statements, but the buzz within Mercedes has changed big time. From Russell confidently declaring that Red Bull will be the kings of the season after Bahrain, to Hamilton acknowledging the huge challenge ahead but still believing they can close the gap, the team is now laser-focused on closing in on the competition. But as we all know, wanting something is one thing, but actually having the tools to get it is another. Luckily, Mercedes has all the goods they need, including 17% more wind tunnel time than Red Bull. All eyes are now on the upcoming Imola race, where the all-new W14 will make its debut, and the team can finally unleash the beast that they've been waiting for. And let me tell you folks, even without that shiny new package of upgrades, it's crystal clear that the Silver Arrows have made some serious strides since the start of the season. You don't have to take my word for it. George Russell himself is singing their praises, highlighting their impressive finishes in the last couple of races, and even going as far as to predict more success with the arrival of those long-awaited upgrades. In his own words, the up-and-coming Briton remarked, "We're probably finding more gains in the past 2 or 3 weeks than we found over the whole winter by clearly developing in the wrong window. So it's definitely heading in the right direction. We're working really hard at the moment with these changes. I won't give too much away, but we need to make sure they work as expected." The issues with Mercedes have been a hot topic in the F1 community, and it's easy to see why. After all, this is a team that's been dominating the sport for years, and seeing them struggle is quite a sight. So, what exactly went wrong with the W13 and now the W14? Well, it all comes down to the car's balance. The W13 had a strong rear end, which led to issues with porpoising and bottoming out. When they tried to fix that, they built a car with an overly strong front end, making it difficult to handle in narrow, slow-speed corners. Hamilton even mentioned this after the Saudi Arabia GP. But fear not, dear fans, as Mercedes is already working on fixing these issues. They've learned from their previous extreme car builds and know where they need to operate to get the desired performance. With tweaks on the horizon, the W14 is expected to see a huge boost in performance, putting Mercedes back in the running for the championship fight. According to Toto Wolff, the team is set to unveil a brand new layout for the W14, and we're in for some serious eye candy. Unlike the previous upgrades that only focused on some small design tweaks, this time around the whole car is going to be revamped, and we're talking about some major visible changes. Wolff teased us with his comments. "I think that the car is going to look very different in 5, 6 or 7 races based on the decisions that we have taken and the development direction that we've embarked on. The moment we decide, which we've done, which direction to go, where we want to have the car, we're just getting on with it and pushing hard with that one design philosophy." Now let's talk about the potential performance hindrance of the cost cap that's been implemented in Formula 1. Although it can certainly affect the development and progress of the W14, Toto Wolff has stated that the blame should not be put on anyone else but the team bosses themselves, as they were the ones who voted for this rule in the first place. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot, right? Moving on. One area that Mercedes is desperately hoping to improve upon is their straight line speed. We all know that Red Bull and Ferrari were the kings of this sector last season and at the start of 2023, but Mercedes is definitely closing in. In fact, during the Australian Grand Prix, the difference in straight-line speed between Hamilton and Verstappen was only 2.6 km/h, with the Dutchman having a slight edge. And to make matters even more interesting, the Aston Martin AMR 23 was only marginally faster than the W14 with just a measly 0.2 km/h speed advantage. The Mercedes team is bursting with hope about the power upgrades that the W14 engine will bring, but one thing is giving them serious pause: the pesky reliability of the engine itself. When Russell's engine caught fire and Stroll's engine experienced reliability issues in Saudi Arabia, the team was forced to consider whether tuning up the Mercedes engine is worth the risk. Sure, in 2022, the Mercedes engine was the slowest among the top teams like Red Bull and Ferrari, but it was also the most reliable, allowing them to rack up podium finishes just because their rivals couldn't finish the race. However, relying on other teams' failures is not what the team wants, and they're eagerly awaiting the upcoming upgrades that will improve the W14's overall performance. Wolff was vocal about the team's hard work on the car's aerodynamic prospects, so they're determined to give Red Bull and Ferrari a run for their money. There's been some great work done in the aerodynamics over the last few weeks in trying to hit performance where we believe realistically we can. So all of that is coming together, and it's just a matter of having a good weekend and extracting the performance that is in the car with the understanding we have. Let's get one thing straight: Mercedes is not ready to spill the beans on their new upgrades until they're proven on the track. Wolff has been keeping a tight lip on the not seismic upswing in form we've seen recently, as they still have some tough nuts to crack, including the formidable Aston Martin and Ferrari. But with every team bringing their A game to the next races and Imola being touted as the ground zero for the biggest packages yet, it's going to be an uphill battle for Mercedes to break through the ranks and make an impact in the championship race. Sure, we all want to see the mighty RB19 knocked off his throne, but let's be real here. It's going to take a miracle for any other team to catch up to Red Bull. Their engineering prowess combined with Verstappen's God-given talent make them a lethal combo that no other team can seem to match. Sorry, Hamilton and co., but you've got your work cut out for you if you want to take down the Austrian powerhouse. It's undeniable that Mercedes is facing some tough challenges this season, but they're not letting that bring them down. The upcoming races are filled with anticipation as the team prepares to unveil their much-awaited upgrades that are set to increase the performance of the W14 and bring some much-needed excitement to the championship. Although Hamilton's recent P2 finish did not exactly ignite the celebrations within the team, their focus remains on the bigger picture: winning races and ultimately the championship. As for the future, the team's goals may be set on the horizon of the 2024 season, where they will have a fresh new car and concept to work on, but that doesn't mean they have written off their chances for this season. With their unrelenting spirit and fierce determination, Mercedes is poised to make their mark on the 2023 championship, and we can't wait to see what they have in store for us. So, what are your thoughts on the matter? Let us know in the comments section below.